Florida, 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 St. Augustine. Weeki Wachee Springs. Fun, sun, sand, and sea. And believe it or not, gators can sing. Weeki Wachee Springs, the Shrine of the Mermaids, is located on the Gulf side of Florida, north of Tampa. And speaking of mermaids, looky here.
You do believe in mermaids, don't you?
The welcome to Weeki Wachee is amplified throughout the auditorium and cues the mermaids. They'll enter the pool by diving into and through the submarine well. What appear to be ropes are actually air hoses. These enable the mermaids to stay underwater indefinitely. Well, fortunately, the mermaid doesn't have to worry about the giant clam known as Calamity Jane. Ouch. Fact is, Calamity has to sleep with one eye shut, all because of her friend, Professor Bubble Trouble. Now, Bubble Trouble is an insomniac, poor fellow, and he's forever getting up to see what time it is. Apparently, it's time to get up, for the water lilies are beginning to unfold, and they awaken the sleeping beauties. While we're waiting for some of the show's highlights, consider these amazing facts about Weeki Wachee. This underwater Grand Canyon was created by nature, not by man. The depth of the spring is unknown. Professional divers have gone 400 feet without seeing bottom, and more than 168 million gallons of water flows through the spring every day. 168 million gallons. And winter or summer, hear this, the water temperature is exactly 74.2 degrees. Mirror, mirror, we see double, and we should, since there are two mermaids demonstrating the underwater version of this old vaudeville routine. And routine is what's in store for Professor Bubble Trouble. It's the Monday morning wash, and this is probably the only underwater wash line in the world. And now one of the show's truly picturesque segments, the High Wire Act. It's lovely to watch, and although there isn't any danger involved, the mermaids have to be quite skillful to maintain balance because of the current. For as I mentioned, the water in this huge subterranean cavern is constantly on the move. Let's watch. At intermission time, the curtain goes down. Rather, it goes up. Millions of air bubbles.
Look at them mermies. That's some mermies. Boobies. Alright, we're here at Weeki Wachee. We would swim today. It's probably warm enough, but yeah, it's like the springs are always like 70 degrees or something, but 72 degrees there. That guy corrected me. Wow. Yeah, but we don't have time to swim. We're gonna do the Mermaid show. Oh, check out this statue.
Thank you, folks.
Weeki Wachee. So we just got in a Weeki Wachee and saw this Mold-O-Matic, but it's out of order, and it's a really good one. It's a mermaid on a seahorse. Darn. Well, I'm sure you can probably find them online. There's probably people selling them for like twice as much online, right?
That shirt looks pretty cute.
Yeah, I could sell some t-shirts over there. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if there's anything else to see here. I might be waiting.
So there's a boat ride every half hour, but I heard her say to the people in front of us that she recommends you go get a place for the show at 2:30.
Yeah.
If you want to be able to like.
Oh, there's one up here.
Is it working?
I don't see a thing on it.
That's so special.
Look at that.
Oh my god, I'm looking for a thing.
There's another Mold-O-Matic over here. Hopefully this one's not out of order. It's a Mermaid.
Yes, we can get it.
Yeah.
Yay!
I would have got both, but yeah, it's good that we at least get one of them.
Oh, well, Mermaid is kind of like more of the classic thing you'd think of here.
Well, that one was a
It
mermaid
was
on a seahorse,
girl on
right?
a seahorse.
Oh, I thought it was just a girl on
Or,
a seahorse.
wait, was it I don't
I think it
know.
was a mermaid on a seahorse.
Cool.
And this is a cool, like, vintage machine, too. This is
Can you hold
original.
this? So what do I do?
Put $5 bill in. Or I guess you can use a credit card.
Yeah, because I think we have like 10 or 5.
Yeah.
Only 5. The one at Volo was like
Volo Museum.
12 or 14.
Yeah, something like
I
that.
picked it up.
All right. Here it goes.
Yay. Yeah, we might be working on. We're getting a Weeki Wachee Mermaid.
You can smell, like, the stuff.
Similar to like a crab.
Yeah.
Pretty.
And don't forget they're really hot. You
Oh my queen.
might want to let it cool off first.
Yeah, but also they're like toppling my queen.
Open it up and touch it and see if it's hot.
You really
Don't
do
just
so.
grab it. Is it hot?
Only a little. So cute. I'm so happy we can get one.
Is it cool enough to pick up?
Yeah. I didn't want to alter it.
It looks good. I don't see any holes or anything.
I see spring, or am I
Yeah.
imagining?
Maybe.
It's like it should be there, but it's not.
That's okay, as long as the actual figure is good. Good. Look on the back.
Florida.
Oh, nice.
Cool.
Yeah, it turned out good. Boobies.
Enough.
Alright, here's the gift locker, the gift shop. Here, let's take a look inside. Stickers, they got magnets. These magnets. They must have peacocks here too. Like at Fountain of Youth.
I wish there was like a more vintage looking magnet.
Yeah, I think that might be the only magnet.
Obviously, this is like the coolest souvenir we could get.
Oh
so
yeah, so that's good for
That's
me.
more than enough.
Yeah.
We're just like on a magnet hunt.
Mm-hmm. So they have peacocks here too, like at Fountain of Youth. They're swimming around here.
Here's a mermaid.
There's another mermaid statue over here. This one looks more like an actual like sculpture.
You know, we have a pair of souvenir shakers from here that are like definitely mid-century.
I know we have
Made in
postcards and
Japan,
stuff.
And it's mermaids sitting on the little thing like this.
Oh yeah,
Salt and
that's
pepper. Yeah.
yeah. You can tell this is an older one, older than those other ones out front.
Fiberglass.
No, this looks like concrete or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Are you gonna do that one, Ryan?
And they have these fiberglass photo ops here. Yeah, I think this is where you go into the show.
People are already in line.
Yeah. Yeah, that one's probably fiberglass too. Alright, this is where you go to the show. Over here is like underwater amphitheater here. And yeah, they said they recommend getting here half an hour early so that you can get a good seat. So that's what we're gonna do because there's already like 20 people lined up. Yeah, but I guess that's what you gotta do because that's what everyone's doing.
And we're just in time to see Professor Bubble Trouble setting up his music stand for the overture. Now he's making a mess of things as usual, but the musical mermaids hardly need a conductor. Apparently, Bubble Trouble likes a different kind of music. That huge object dimly visible behind the mermaid isn't a whale, but a fiberglass conch shell, big enough for the mermaids to stand inside. It's an air chamber used by the mermaids when they want to rest or to change costumes. The mermaids do have a pet, though, a mechanical dolphin propelled by an air motor. All right, let's have an underwater drink, but as you can see, Bubble Trouble is having trouble with his bubbles. But seriously, how are these mermaids able to eat and drink underwater? We put the question to one of the lovely mermaids.
Well, I believe the secret of drinking pop underwater is to exhale all of your air into the bottle. That when you do that, that forces the liquid or the soft drink into your mouth, and it's very easily done. After a while, it becomes second nature, just like drinking on land.
Now, tell us about the first time you tried drinking underwater. Was it easy to do?
No, sir. When I was first learning, I was drinking and drinking and swallowing, and I thought that the bottle must surely be empty. But when I lifted it away from my face, it was still completely full, and I had just been drinking the water that was around me. And that was because I hadn't exhaled my air into the bottle.
Now, since these mermaids spend literally hours each day underwater, women in our audience especially might be interested to know how the girls manage with their hair. Here's the answer.
Well, the water is very drying to our hair, and we do require a few more oil treatments than if we had a normal everyday office job. And we do require a few more washings to our hair. Wash it about twice a week, and that confuses people because they figure with us being in the water so much that we shouldn't have to wash our hair.
Thank you, mermaids, one and all. You put on a show that's worth seeing over and over again at Weeki Wachee Springs, the shrine of the mermaids.
Alright, they're letting us into the theater. It's still half an hour to go though before the show. For some reason there aren't that many vloggers that show this. I don't know if they tell you can't film or something, I don't know. I just don't see a lot of videos of it.
Witness the world-famous Weeki Wachee Mermaids perform and sing in the wondrous beauty of their natural spring. So get ready, get set, it won't be a bore. A spectacle of the likes you've never seen before. The time is now, and I gotta go. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show!
Ladies and gents, this is the moment you're waiting for. An underwater show, 15 feet beneath the shore. A beauty and a grace is a sight that you can't.
Don't fight it, it's coming for you, running at you. It's only this moment, don't care what comes after.
Weeki Wachee Springs! Today, I'll be your ringleader. Hey, don't you mean spring leader? And these are my lovely mer sisters of Weeki Wachee. Hi. We have been swimming in these magical waters for a very long time. But the spring itself has been here since before time even existed. Our friends, the mammoths and mastodons, were some of the first to play in these waters. Then we started to meet the first humans. Several native tribes called this place home. And then the European explorers arrived with their fancy costumes.
Hello.
Gotta love a human in uniform. And now we get the pleasure of meeting you. Huh?
Shallow. What?
Wow.
Whoops, my bad. I'll show you back.
Thank you. All that have come before have understood the wonder and mystery of these waters.
Yeah, Liatra Spring is the first magnitude spring. And it pumps out 140 million gallons of water every day. And the water is over 100 years old and is filtered through a muddy aquifer system. And making it 98% pure and good enough for even a human to drink. And expert divers have explored down to 400 feet, but have never found the bottom. And that makes our spring one of the deepest and clearest springs in North America.
Thank you, Miss Wikipedia. While those are all true facts that make this spring special, there is something more. She has a magical life force, a dynamic supernatural power that affects all that experience it. The real fountain of youth. I mean, she makes us look good.
Maybe there's something in the water?
Yeah, mermaids. And no one knew that more than our fearless founder, Newton Perry. Oh, Newt! In 1947, Newt was wowed by the wonders of Weeki. And us, of course. While diving in the spring, he had a revelation to build his ultimate dream. The first underwater theater with live mermaids for all to see. That's how Weeki Wachee came to be. This spring is truly a place of mystery, wonder, and magic. But instead of me telling you, why don't we show you? Ladies, you could swim to Vegas with that act. But I wasn't talking about magic tricks. I was talking about a different kind of magic. The real magic of the spring is what you can't see. It's what's under the water and under your feet. The caverns and caves that run beneath your seats, that feed Florida's beautiful springs and provide millions of humans with drinking water. That's why it's so important to protect this natural beauty. It was our favorite human, Newton Perry, who finally, much by his own hand, got this place into ship shape, ready for show, and most importantly, introduced Florida and the world to the Weeki Wachee mermaids.
He showed us how to do some human tricks too.
Let's show 'em, ladies. Be amazed as mermaids eat and drink underwater! Pretty cool, huh? Try that in your bathtub. They sure do make it look easy. Mm-hmm. Newton Perry was a former Navy frogman and developed the underwater hose system that we still use today.
Although we could go extended periods of time without breathing, these special hoses allow us to stay underwater for much longer, and they help us with some fancy feats of buoyancy.
When we breathe in, we rise. And when we blow out bubbles, we sink. And if we hold the right amount of air, we can remain motionless. They also make us feel like we are flying. Now let's take a breath and fly!
I believe in miracles. Don't stop. Know who you are. Then I know.
That song really takes my breath away.
Uh-huh. If you've ever wondered how we became the world-famous Weeki Wachee mermaids, well, in 1959, ABC television believed in us so much They bought the park and built this wonderful, one-of-a-kind, super-duper underwater theater.
It cost over 1 million sand dollars. That's equivalent to 10 million today. We were the hottest tail around until that pesky mouse moved into the middle of the state.
Now, be nice. That mouse made our little mer sister famous. Speaking of famous, we've been luring famous folks to our spring from the beginning, ever since Newton Perry.
Oh, Newt!
Can you tell they really love old Newt? He's the one who brought Hollywood to Florida to film the early Tarzan movies. And our favorite, the creature from the Black Lagoon.
Fun fact, the creature guy from the Black Lagoon was our very own water boy, Rico Browning. At 17, he helped Newt clean out our spring.
Can you believe early humans used to throw their old cars, refrigerators, and bed springs into our water home? Who does that? I know you wouldn't. Right?
No! Scary fact. You know that movie Jaws?
Ah, the one that kept most of you out of the water when it came out?
Well, I'll have you know, the skinny dipping swimmer in the beginning that, wrestled with that big cutie of a shark,
That was a Weeki Wachee Mermaid.
speaking of sharks, baby shark.
All right, let's get back on track. Not to name drop, but some of our famous friends that have stopped by over the years include Esther Williams, Don Knotts, Johnny Cash, Penn and Teller, Joe DiMaggio, Jimmy Buffett, and now you. You are famous, aren't you? But the most memorable, the most notable, was the arrival of the king. No, not King Neptune, silly. The king of rock and roll. Elvis! Oh, the way he shook his tail. The spring has never been the same since. Don't get us wrong, Newt Perry is the man, but Elvis was, well, let's let Mermaid Vicky, who swam for Elvis in 1961, tell you herself. At 80 years young, she still performs underwater with our legendary sirens. Hi, Vicky.
Hi, mermaids! Yes, I swam for Elvis Presley in 1961. It was a very exciting day. He was 21 years old and I was only 20, so we were both very good looking. We were so excited. Elvis Presley, oh my gosh. And we could hear when he got here, we heard the crowds chanting, Elvis, Elvis. They had put up extra secure fences to keep the crowds back. It was all very exciting. And because he was very famous, of course, we were famous too. He was so good looking. Movie stars are always good looking, but Elvis Presley, perfect. A funny thing happened to me that day on the way to swim for Elvis Presley. I got stopped for speeding. Me, going 5 miles an hour over the speed limit, I could not believe it. When that cop told me to jump in his cop car, that he was going to have to take me to the jailhouse, and I said, what? I had to be at work, man. I was a Weeki Wachee mermaid, and I was swimming for Elvis Presley. But he didn't care. He threw me in that car, and I sang Jailhouse Rock all the way to the jail.
And here at Weeki Wachee, Elvis lives on.
Thank you, mermaids. Thank you very much.
We swim our tails off 365 days a year here at Weeki Wachee. And we couldn't do it without each of you. Let's spend some time to get to know each other. Raise your hands if this is your first visit to Weeki Wachee. Oh, great! Well, welcome to our paradise. Now, everyone yell out where you're from on the count of 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Never heard of that place. We don't get out much. I'm curious, how does it feel being contained behind glass in that human tank? Do they feed you through the roof? Weird. But I guess in there, the one thing you don't have to worry about is the real scary problem we have. One that, whether you know it or not, affects all of us. It's dark, it's green, it's really, truly mean. And it's invading our water at a record pace. This scum is filling up our springs because of the runoff of nitrates from your heavy use of fertilizers. Oh no! You humans really love your green grass. We're talking about the nasty, invasive algae called Lingbia, or what we call scrunch. Oh no, scrunch! It just keeps coming back.
Oh, I'm Mr. Scrunch Monster. Oh, I'm Mr. Scum. And I'm Mr. Lingbia. I'm Mr. Killer of Fun. They call me Scrunch Monster. Whatever I touch starts to die in my clutch. I'm too much. Oh, I never want to know a day with clear, clean water to see. I'd rather have it mucky and murky real dirty for me. Your green grass feeds me. Oh, I'm Mr. Scrunch Monster. Oh, I'm Mr. Crud. And I'm Mr. Invasive. I'm Mr. Friend to none. They call me Scrunch Monster. Whatever I touch just can breathe in my clutch. 'Cause I'm too much.
He's too much.
I'll be back.
Not too much for the Weeki Wachee Mermaids. We talked about miraculous magic, the feeling of flying, breaking free, and overcoming natural bullies. We hope you have been inspired by the wonders of Weeki and take a little bit of our magic with you to make every day a brand new Weeki Wachee day.
Brand new.
Did you like the show?
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to see that.
Uh-huh. I wish we would have sat up front though.
That's what I said.
I mean, I didn't know what it was gonna be like. I didn't know like what
the middle's the best place. That's why the line formed like an hour before.
Well, I mean, I don't think it matters as much if you're in the middle. It matters more if you're up near the glass,
Yeah.
but I can zoom. I'm sure it'll be all right then, but yeah. Like the beams were kind of like in the way a lot of the time, you know?
It's fine. I thought when they said a picture with a mermaid, it's like them in a tank, but it's really just like standing.
Yeah, there's a peacock. Like, how rare is it for peacocks to spread their feathers? Like, apparently it's not that often, right?
Maybe
not
they're
as
sick of it.
Not as often as you'd think. Yeah, I thought that was a really nice little show. I like the fact that they told you about all the history behind the springs and everything. I didn't think it would be that long, right?
I did.
Oh, really? I thought it would be like 15 minutes or something. It was more like, what, like 35 minutes, 40 minutes? All right, we're gonna get a couple of these Multimatics because some of our friends want us to get some for them, so we would get both, but the other machine's out of order, so yeah, we're gonna start collecting vintage souvenirs and stuff. And I mean, this is like, I mean, these are vintage machines, and the molds are probably vintage too, so this is pretty much the same as getting a vintage souvenir. What'd you say?
I wish it was like 5 of them.
5 of them?
Yeah.
Oh, 5 mermaids.
Yeah.
Well, there probably is some days, and then other days they don't have as many people working.
But upside down. Why?
I don't know. I didn't know you had to do that. Yeah. So how many is that? 4 now? Plus the one you got earlier?
Whoa. That one came out right side up. It says hold its bottom until it's dry.
I didn't know you had to do that.
Weeki Wachee, Spring of Live Mermaids on Florida's West Coast, presents a spectacle unique in all the world. Beauty in the deep. Come with us to explore Florida's underwater Grand Canyon, a spectacular vista that opens in a breathtaking panorama in a vast valley of light and shadow. And our first meeting with a glamorous siren of the blue world beneath the surface, a lovely Weeki Wachee mermaid. Weeki Wachee's theater entrance leads from the surface to the auditorium, seating 500 in cool comfort 16 feet beneath the surface of this vast spring. These lovely girls undergo the most rigorous training in precision athletics to combine their beauty and grace with intense physical stamina. Through training and experience, they become so adept at the control of their bodies in this strange element that fear is forgotten. Movement appears as effortless and fluid as the water itself. Moving toward the camera, 4 mermaids come through the stage curtain formed by the release of tiny air bubbles rising in a thick cloud toward... The graceful movements possible in this water world have led to the perfecting of many routines, such as this one, called the back dolphin, resembling the playful antics of dolphins. Perfectly timed, they present a symmetrical study in balance and beauty. Weeki Wachee mermaids have learned to eat underwater, and this takes some doing. Try it in your bathtub sometime. Or how about having a drink? Whoop, not so fast. Only in such a setting could this bit of ethereal loveliness be created, floating effortlessly, as if suspended between water and sky. Weeki Wachee mermaids perform in a poetry of motion seldom equaled by any ballet. With the immense underwater canyon as a stage, these four beauties, with practiced timing, come slowly up from the depths to bow to their captivated audience. This is the lovely adagio that has become the trademark of Weeki Wachee, Spring of Live Mermaids.
Alright, so that was Weeki Wachee Springs. We mainly just came for the Mermaid show. There is a boat ride and some other things to look at.
Property. You could spend a day here if you had more time.
Oh, especially if you wanted to go swimming in the springs and go to the water park and everything. But yeah, it wasn't.
It just happened to be closed today, and apparently they close it whenever the forecast is looking bad, so beware of that.
But yeah, if you want to come for just the Mermaid show, it's worth it for that. And yeah, we got a bunch of Moldamatics because we love those. We collect those. And yeah, we would stay to do the boat ride, but we have a bunch of other stuff to do today.
And Justin has filled an itinerary for a whole day, full of like multiple days worth of activities.
Check out this statue here. That's cool. All right, so now we're gonna drive down to Tarpon Springs. We'll see you there.
During this Aquafest armchair vacation, we have presented only the highlights of the entertaining shows at Cypress Gardens and Weeki Wachee Springs. Now, the shows naturally run much longer. I'd especially like to thank the performers at Cypress and Weeki Wachee. They're not only attractive young people, but superb athletes as well. Next week, more faces, more places, somewhere in America. Until then, this is Jack Douglas saying thank you so much and good night, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls.